Hey guys, welcome to your reading. This one is really cool and it is about alchemizing in the back rooms. So, but we'll get to that. So, of course, I pulled an overall card from my all-time favorite deck and got the Open Like a Lotus card. And I don't really get this card a lot. It says flowering spirit, revelation, and maturity, but what I think it's telling me is that something is coming into maturity because it's time. This is initiation. It says initiation. That's literally what it feels like. It's because of this right here. And interestingly enough, I did a reading the other day and this kind of came up, and what it is, like, see this circle, this portal right here, the circle here, all these little clocks or circles here. There's something that's aligning in the wheel of time, which connects us to all of our lives and all the different versions, aspects of us, where we all put our marbles in to the game when we came into this experience. Essentially, something's lining up because it's time, and because of that, there's this initiation happening where you are almost like finally able to reach this portal that I think you have seen coming for a really long time. So in the past, you start off with the Five of Pentacles, and this card actually came out in my last reading. It was for a Leo reading, but it was reversed, and it's a leg up, and this is Five of Pentacles card. So I think that there was something, some sort of contract. This is sacred contract. It could be any kind of contract. It could be like a soul contract or something, or it could be physical. Something that essentially put you in a position of feeling left out in the cold. Typically is what this card means. This could have impacted your finances or your anything in your life. It put you in a position where you were having to struggle. And it's like it almost presented this puzzle to you, like where you felt like you were having to constantly solve like some sort of riddle. The Wheel of Fortune card, but it's like a maze. It's almost like it's like a wheel of fortune that doesn't spin on its own. It's like a wheel that you have to like solve. You know, in like video games, when you reach this like wall and you have to like solve this puzzle to get through. That's what it feels like. You're having to literally solve a puzzle. And because of that, I think that this really impacted your like divine feminine in a way. Like it's like you had to take on a role that wasn't in your nature, whether you're like a male or female, like whatever. You had to take on this a more masculine role, almost like how she's pulling him like behind her, like, all right, let's go, like, come on. Like she is having to literally carry the burden of all of this, which comes up later too. But this came out reversed. It's the cosmic moon, divine feminine. It was reversed, and I think this like truly affected that. So I think that you are a very intuitive person, and you knew what was going on, and this kind of caused you were all ears. This card actually came out in my last reading too. A few of these did, weirdly enough. You're like, all right, like what's going on here? And you kind of started to ask for messages. Birds are like messengers, you know? So here you are asking for messages, like you know this is all happening for a reason. But you're like wanting to kind of get the next piece of information, like, all right, like what am I doing here? So essentially what I think the message that you got is, sorry, my youngest woke up. So what I think that you saw or heard or got the message of is that essentially you would have to leave behind what felt like everything that you had been working on or building up to that point. Like all these little different like aspects of your life almost felt like they had to be left behind or given up, but and I think you accepted that. You were ready to accept that. But that's not what it was. It's not that they had to be given up. You know, like this is on fire. It's an alchemizing. It's an alchemizing of all these things in your life that have built up to this point that maybe didn't feel like they made sense. Like all these things that didn't feel related or didn't feel like they made sense, and you couldn't kind of figure out like where they all came from. It could be positive or negative things. These are meant to be alchemized, not given up. Okay, so it's like this. It's like you have all these things in your life that you are trying to make sense of, how they fit together, what you're supposed to do with them, and you're like, I guess I'm just supposed to give all these up. What you're supposed to do is take each of these little things in your life. This could be patterns, loops, hobbies, interests, anything that feels significant in your life, whether it's something that is looping over and over again and you're trying to get to the bottom of it. All this is meant to be alchemized into this talisman, into one, okay? So for you to take on your journey. And the way you do that is, you know, when you know there's something there, but you don't know where it came from or why it's there. And you almost have to kind of like pull on the string. And sometimes it could take years to get to the source of it. So it's kind of what you're doing. It's like you're pulling on the strings of all these things in your life, trying to alchemize them all into one talisman to take with you on your journey. Okay, are you still with me? So, how you do this is, this is like this card to me. I call it the back rooms. I know that, you know, the Backrooms movie came out and they portray it like a certain way, but to me the Backrooms, I've always been very into the Backrooms. To me it's almost like this behind the scenes interface with reality and the worlds. It's like these, I don't know, you could say maybe it exists in the fourth dimension, astral, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's like this is your interface with accessing other realms, dimensions, whatever. This also goes back to the reading I did, the last reading I did. So it's like each of these things in your life may be connected to something that exists in a different time, a different realm, a different world. And you're having to go through this energy to get there. Like on the surface, this is you. But it feels like this. This is the Galactic Mushroom card, and I never know how I feel about this card. It always gives me a kind of a weird feeling, but I think it's because I think it may be a personal thing. So we live in the middle of the woods. We bought like a really very densely wooded property, and anyway, that's beside the point, but I think that this reminds me so much of it because we have so much fungus and mushrooms and decay, okay? And it's a very interesting energy to interact with, where essentially you're having to break down everything to alchemize it, because that's what fungus does. That's what mushrooms do. It's decay. It's literally feeding off the decay, the natural cycle of life and death. Okay, I feel like I'm getting off in the weeds, so I'm gonna try to rein this back in. Actually, it's like you've been on this hero's journey. It feels like a really long journey of taking all these things in your life that have stood out to you, like whatever it may be, and it's like you've pulled the string through the dimensions to figure out, okay, like this is connected here, this is connected here, this is connected here, and essentially alchemized all those things into a talisman for you to take onto your journey with you, through letting these things almost like decay and fall away into its pure essence. It's alchemy. You're alchemizing all these things in your life, and you're getting down to the root of what has kept you. Like, I see this as like the string, like you pulled the string to the point where you got to this. And you were able to let it have this like metamorphosis. And it's like this tiny thing that you see. And it might not even seem significant. Like, if you try to explain it to someone, they'd be like, oh yeah, that doesn't seem like a big deal. But it's something that you see, and when your perception shifts so slightly that it changes everything. Like you finally get to the bottom of something and it clicks. And you see this possibility for you. Like you see this, there it is, the circle. There's the circle that we saw all up here where the alignment happens. It's like you come out of the cave and you finally see like the path forward. So anyway, it's almost like you finally see, you get it, you get something, and this causes you to almost activate. It's like all this energy finally comes out all at once. Okay, and this is interesting because when I was pulling your cards, I was shuffling, and granted, I have a lot of big decks, I mixed them all, but like every time I would shuffle, like so many cards would just like fly out at one time, and it was like kind of getting on my nerves. I was like, okay, I hate when this many cards come out at once. So there's something about this burst of energy coming back to you. And it's almost like this was written in your story. Like this was a checkpoint in your story that you were always meant to get to. Like, you know, when you're playing a video game and like there's a main storyline and there's side quests, and no matter how many side quests you do, like at some point, like there are main points in the storyline that you will hit, no matter like what order you do your side quests in. Like this is gonna happen. So it's like all these side quests that you have been alchemizing into this talisman to take with you. It's like you do that one quest that activates the main storyline, and it gives you this like warm and fuzzy feeling. This is like a warm and fuzzy feeling, and you're like, oh, this is it. Like this is this talisman. This is what all these things have meant. And like all these things that didn't make sense have alchemized into something that makes sense and that I can take with me on my journey. And you did it through these back rooms of reality. And what it leads to is like almost a mastery of having this is the discernment carpet. See the circle again? It's like you're holding it now. You're able to wield it. Like you're wielding this magic, this fate. And I see it here too. And this card came out in my last reading, and it's like this is like maybe you're scrying, but this is like this portal into, it's a portal. We'll leave it there. And it's essentially allowing you to leave behind this burden that was back here that you're carrying. You're doing the work yourself. It's like you're having to carry the weight of the world on you. And essentially you're leaving it behind. You're like, I'm out of here. I'm taking my talisman with me. And I'm leaving this behind because this is the perfect storm. The timing is aligning. It's like these wheels are aligning. Something's aligning. I don't want to get too deep into that. And what it has to do with is the root of who you are and what you're here to do. And I got these roots of abundance and protecting treasure card to end it. Essentially, like the root of you has been protected this whole time. And this is kind of like what you're accessing. It's almost like you're able to now finally get to this point in the game where you can open this chest. Because it's like you're finally setting out on this journey. Like you have now your treasure. It's like this is the treasure. It's like the treasure was everything that didn't make sense and that you had to let go of. And essentially let die and be rebirthed and alchemized into something new is it's your talisman, it's your treasure. It's the thing that you didn't know you were looking for. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I think I want to pull one more card to close this off. And see, look, do you see how many cards just came out at one time? What's going on with you? Okay, one card, please, and we'll end this. There's something about like bursts of energy with you right now. Okay. The mother awakens. Oh, I love this because this is like this feminine mother energy that I think you felt like you lost back here when you were having to work so hard to solve this riddle, this puzzle, and do everything yourself. It's like you can be taken care of now. It's like you don't have to work so hard to figure it out. Like, yeah, I love that. This is card number 3. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Probably didn't make a lick of sense, but I hope that it was in some way helpful if you have stuck around through this whole thing. And I would love it if you subscribed, and I'll catch you next time.